AiNA the end and the song on the way. I recently did a reaction to the music video version. I'm probably putting this video out shortly afterwards because I said that I was going to check out the first take version as well. And the time it took me to get around to actually doing a reaction to the music video, there's a lot of stuff going on over here in Japan at the moment. In the time it took me to get around to that, a first take version came out as well. And so, I don't always do first take videos, but I thought this is particularly interesting, especially because it's AiNA, and AiNA is such a natural performer. She has this flair. And then I saw a teaser photograph for this where the microphone looked like it was basically just knee high to her. It was just up to her knee. And so I'm wondering, is this going to be one of those weird AiNA performances where she's going to lie down and perform or something? I don't know, but I'm kind of intrigued to see what this is. As usual, if I've got nothing particularly interesting to add, if it's just like a straight live performance, I probably won't be uploading this video. So if you do see this video, it means that I found something interesting to say about it. So I already reacted to the song, and now I'm going to react to the first take and hopefully see what adds to it. It's a first take video though, so as always, for all my love of the first take, I know that basically what it's going to be is we're going to have to spend half of this 4 minutes 14 listening to them walking onto set and put on creaky headphones in a really unnaturally quiet way. If you've ever been to a studio is nothing like the first take. Anyway, let's do this. The first take. I told you it was small. That's a really unusual way to sing. There we go. Is she going to lie down or is she going to crouch? She looks happy there.
AiNAジェンドです。
I guess it does reference the music video.
私の大好きなバンドメンバーモグリアンズとダンサーのテイルズがいます。
Oh, so she's saying her love for the band members. So you've got.
せーの、はははは。革命道中。
So if you know the band, let me know a little bit more about. He's clearly very attached to them. Right, I'm loving the sound though. Let's go. Oh, come on. That was just for that bit. Loving it. Oh, there we go. I'm loving the rawness of the guitar in this. There's something great about seeing her deliver all those little bits of personality. Just direct to camera. You really get to see the performer at work. The sheer number of backing vocals going on here. Get in the comments and tell me more about this lineup. Oh, I kind of want to see what he's doing with the pedal there. He's having some fun. Yeah, these build-ups sound much better in this version. And the piano sounds clearer. Yeah, this just sounds good. There's that final note. Oh, okay, this is interesting. This is really interesting. All right, we're gonna do the quiet walking off stage. No, that's a nice frame. I want to leave on that. Okay, let's bring back that. That was a nice final frame. Let's put that back on screen. Okay, we got a little bit to discuss here because this was definitely interesting. Now, a lot of the time when it comes to the first take, what you get is like a reimagined version of the song. This will usually be if a band's coming back to revisit a song, or an artist come back to revisit a song that people are already know them for. Babe Metal did that with The One, but most notably Monochrome, which actually at the time was not that old a song. But yeah, so you get things like that. Oatscry came back and she did some beautiful piano reimaginings of her songs, which she'd been doing for years, but it's really great to see the First Take taking advantage of that. And the First Take, as a general, is a place where people come to do slightly different versions of their songs, but not always. And this was interesting because the song's just come out, and as a result, off the back of that, she's basically doing a First Take live performance. So it's very much straight up, one-for-one copy of what we got on the recording. Now, this is the bit where, as you can imagine, what I want to dive into is say, well, this sounded so much better as a live version. And unfortunately, when you talk about that kind of thing, sometimes out of the woodwork comes a certain belief that some people have that live always sounds better than studio. Now, I'm not going to get into that too much because of the fact that I've done whole videos talking about that, especially on my other main review channel where I do scripted reviews, and I did a whole long scripted video talking about how that's not a given by any means. And so I understand there's certain tropes that people don't like about studio versions that can be made better when you hear a first take version, or sometimes a stage live version. But like I say, it's not a given. It's not a given. And the studio version of this is actually really nice. I was saying at the time when I did the reaction to the music video, how just nice and creamy and thick the bass section sounded, and how it had a really good punch. But for me, what was interesting about this is because the song does have, whereas the mix of the music video version was very much focused on kind of giving it that sort of poppy rhythm and giving it a lot of punch, this focused a lot on clearing up things like the piano, and the piano came through, which is nice because the piano gives it kind of a classy feel that I think really goes well and doesn't detract anything from the sort of poppy, punchy value. Actually, it gives it a bit more punch by sort of laying a bit of impact on the chord changes. And so hearing that really worked well in this. But then also the guitar is quite intermittent in this. It's not all the time, but when you get into that little damn it bits, you can really hear the sort of chugging guitar, that kind of extra sense of rawness when the guitar, just sort of got a little bit of raw, a little bit of grit when it needed to. That was nice. I liked that. I appreciated hearing that. And, this is a song where ultimately, a lot of the aspects come down to nice things like I said, the guitar pedal work. You could hear effects and things coming in there, but nothing about this is so over the top that it can't just be done straight live. And it was great to hear that proven in this version. Yeah, you had the little keyboard effects, and you had some effects things going on there, but it was basically, for the best part, a straight up live performance as you'd expect from the first take and you'd hope for from the first take. And it just carried that off so well by highlighting those little bits. Even the drum work as a most point sounded just like a straight sort of electric beat as you kind of expect from the original, but there's just these little moments where it popped through and just had a little bit extra bite when it needed to. So this is interesting. It's not that different from the studio version, but it just kind of it does feel like a good companion piece, almost as like how the optician thing, the old optician stereotype of, tell me which one's easier to see, card A, card B, A, B, where they're sort of changing the little viewfinder thing and they're doing the prescription. They don't do that anymore, actually. They have a machine that just checks for you. But anyway, just monitors your eyes and can tell straight away. But when the opticians used to do the thing where you had to check which one was more visible, it feels like that. You could put these two versions up next to each other and neither of them would be like, oh my God, that's so much better. But you'd be like, I want to know little bit better in this way. It's like the first take version's a little bit better. It's got a little bit more grit and a little bit more bite and a little bit more of the instrument. It's like, oh, but the studio version's got like a tighter rhythm. It's got a nice sort of thick bass line to it and everything. And, the backing vocals are much more sort of rounded and, have a bit more punch to them. It's like both versions kind of have their own unique qualities, which is kind of cool. It's a subtle difference that comes out really well. I did also like the employing of the whole group here. Really would love to know more about who those backing members are, because again, she showed a lot of love for them. I think she called out who they were, but I didn't recognize it. The backing dancers, well, they certainly have the full theatre vibe going on with their performance, but it was cool. They added something really nice to it. It really plays again to AiNA the End's kind of dramatic theatre dancing performance vibe that she gives to everything. For me, this was just a lot of fun. I thought to myself, I was thinking, hey, if this performance is really similar to the music video version, I won't have to put out a reaction, because I just think, I won't have much to add. It was really similar, but I feel that the subtleties were worth mentioning on this. So I will put it out there. I will put this video out, I think, and see what you guys think. But wow, just cool stuff. Really cool stuff. There you go. AiNA the End. First take, her version of her own song on the way. Really cool. Let me know what you think. Get in the comments. And until I hopefully see you very soon in Japan for the next one of these. For now, ciao, ciao.